Committee tasked with governing Gaza under US supervision held its first meeting in Cairo on January the 16th. Ali Shattaf, a former Palestinian Authority official, will lead the committee. He aims to address immediate needs, starting with shelter, and expects full recovery and reconstruction to take about 3 years. In an interview, Shattaf emphasized the importance of this committee for the Palestinian people, who have been eagerly awaiting this step. US President Donald Trump has voiced his support for the committee, which will oversee Gaza's day-to-day affairs following the war between Israel and Hamas. Trump's support comes as he unveiled the founding members of the Gaza Board of Peace, a body tasked with overseeing Gaza's transition in the wake of the ongoing conflict. Among the 7 individuals named to the board are US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, Trump's Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, son-in-law Jared Kushner, and World Bank President Ajay Banga. Trump himself will chair the board, which is set to grow to 15 members. Major General Sawatch joins us once again. Of course, a huge development coming out of the enclave. Now we know 7 individuals out of the 15 who are going to be heading this so-called Board of Peace, as well as the Palestinian Technocratic Committee, which is having its first meeting today to discuss those pressing issues in the enclave. However, despite this, of course, we are on the second phase, supposedly. Violence continues. The humanitarian situation continues to be dire. There still remains 1 hostage in the rubble inside the Gaza Strip, yet to be located, as well as Israeli airstrikes still prominent and Hamas not disarmed. If you're looking at this in the long term, unfortunately we don't have time, how would you look at the order in which this US-backed peace in the Middle East plan has gone forward so far?
You know, it's a very, very complex situation. What happened is that the peace deal which has been basically signed between Israel and also Hamas, also the US was brokered it. Now it has got a number of phases. Phase 1 was the ceasefire which had taken place. Phase 2 is the disarmament of Hamas. Now that is the biggest sticking point. The Hamas is not ready to be disarmed, and the area has to be demilitarized. Now this is the biggest sticking point, and how do we sort it out? You will move ahead then only. Otherwise, there is a Palestine committee which is meeting now. There is a Board of Peace wherein a technocrat committee also as to who will be ruling sort of Palestine in that's a Gaza. That all is well, but the main sticking point which is coming is until and unless Hamas is not disarmed, then nothing can move ahead. But all in all, one thing is very clear, that US is interest is that this peace committee which is there, the Palestine committee, they must make a roadmap of construction activity which will take place. Remember, as far as Gaza is concerned, almost 90% is destroyed completely. It has become a rubble now, and therefore the construction activity will take place almost 3 to 4 years for it in a livable condition. So the point is that when this is going on, where the population of Gaza will stay there, will they remain in the tents, that also has to be taken, and the Board of Peace will consider the day-to-day administration, as well as also see that whatever has been planned as per the peace plan goes according to the book. And in this, Donald Trump is there, Marco Rubio is there, and Tony Blair is there, who used to be a Prime Minister earlier of the UK. So one thing is very clear, that everyone wants peace in the Middle East, and everyone wants this war which has stopped now, ceasefire. They should continue as a ceasefire, and it should not abrupt again. But their sticking point is the Hamas is not still ready to be disarmed, and the international stabilizing force, not too many countries are ready to come and contribute, because everyone is afraid, especially the Muslim countries which initially showed interest to come and become a part of international stabilizing force, are taking a step backward because they feel that it will not be a peacekeeping, it may be peace enforcing, because Hamas will not be that easy to disarm. So overall, the situation is quite fluid, and it is complex, but certainly US is trying its best to stabilize it, and also Israel is not very keen to prolong it, because Israel has got its own problem. Israel has been fighting this war and feeling it that it has hurt its own economy, its own people. As far as Netanyahu is concerned, his popularity is going down. So considering all this thing, Israel is interested that some sort of negotiation which was done there, the peace was there, it should go as per the roadmap. But let's see how things happen. As far as the Hezbollah is concerned, Israel is very clear that they will not allow Hezbollah to also come
Okay.
up, and therefore they are taking action against Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the Lebanon government is supporting them. That is a very good thing as to how
Okay.
things are materialized. But overall, to me, it looks like the situation, though stable, but it is still very complex. US is trying its best. The peace must prevail, and the construction activity should start, and the map should be made as to how things will unfold for reconstruction, and also making sure the peace prevail in Gaza Patti.
Okay, Major General Sawatch, thank you very much for joining us here on NewsX World. But unfortunately, we have ran out of time for this hour. Keep watching